All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat video. Emphasis on the Mortal Kombat, just like you guys see in the title. It was very heavily mentioned. It was specified by the CEO of Warner Brothers as one of the games that Warner Brothers will be focusing on moving forward. So that's what we're talking about here today. Based on this earnings call that David Zaslav, I think was his name, that's the CEO of WB, had an earnings call and mentioned the games that Warner Brothers will focus on moving forward. And it's looking more and more likely, based on this information, that we are indeed going to get another Mortal Kombat game after MK1. So let's go read the quotes. Let's talk about this. There's more games featured, but obviously I'm a Mortal Kombat channel. That's what I focus on. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. By the way, some Freddy Krueger action in the background. I will be playing a little bit more MK9 because you guys showed a lot of support for the Freddy video. Probably single player stuff, but leave a thumbs up on the video if you're excited for potentially more Mortal Kombat in the future. All right, so this is the article is by Insider Gaming, but obviously it's all over the internet right now. Let's get into this. The last year plus for Warner Brothers games hasn't been the best for the company and Warner Brothers. CEO David Zaslav, yeah, that's his name, admits that. During the company's last earnings call, November 7th, Zaslav said that the games business is substantially underperforming its potential. This comes after the financial disappointments such as Multiverses and the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, lost the studio more than $300 million this year alone. God damn. I had no clue that the games were that much of a flop. It's crazy. $300 million this year alone. Now Warner Brothers Games is going to put more emphasis on its more successful franchises moving forward. So this is a quote right here from Zaslav. I think we're through some of the worst, and it hasn't been pretty on the gaming business. But we have 4 games that are really powerful and have a real constituency that love them. And we're going to focus on those 4 primarily. We're going to go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games. And I think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be steadier. So this is the direct quote from Zaslav. We have 4 strong, profitable game franchises with loyal global fans: Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC. In particular, Batman. We are focusing our development efforts on those core franchises with proven studios to improve our success ratio. So that is a quote from the CEO of Warner Brothers talking about the gaming division of Warner Brothers, which is WB Games. Obviously, you know, if you're a fan of Hogwarts, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones and DC, more specifically Batman, it seems it was heavily implied that there will be a new Batman game in development soon. So that's pretty exciting for all you Batman fans. But Mortal Kombat is what I'm talking about. So Mortal Kombat 1 is a game that came out in 2023. It's underperforming compared to Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat X as far as projection, because I think like during the first year, I think it was pretty much on par with MKX, but not MK11. But obviously they want to top their previous game. That's been a thing with NetherRealm. Every time they release a new Mortal Kombat game, it sells more and more and more. That's not going to be the case with MK1. MK1, in my opinion, has been underperforming. I don't know. I don't think there's been numbers that have come out yet, but I know it sold like 4 million copies in the first year, which is on par with like MKX. But I think MK11 sold about 5, maybe 6. And then it ended up, after 4 years of being the primary Mortal Kombat game, ended up being like 15 million units sold. So I don't think MK1 is going to reach that level, but it is still a successful franchise for WB Games, or Warner Brothers. I'm just going to say Warner Brothers. So Based on the fact that Mortal Kombat was specifically mentioned as one of the 4 franchises that will be the focus of Warner Brothers going forward, it's, in my opinion, heavily implied that there will be another Mortal Kombat game, and it's probably going to come after Mortal Kombat 1. So I was thinking that Injustice 3 was going to be coming because there was a back-to-back Mortal Kombat games. But if Mortal Kombat as a franchise, and I'm going to talk about the movie soon because that has a big part of it as well. I really thought that Injustice 3 had an opportunity because we did get back-to-back Mortal Kombat games, and that hadn't happened before. Normally it was Mortal Kombat Injustice, Mortal Kombat Injustice, Mortal Kombat, and then I was thinking we were going to get Injustice. That's been a thing since NetherRealm started, but it seems like the focus has shifted to Mortal Kombat just in general. I think going forward, business-wise, I think I even mentioned this before, it would be really smart of them to release a Mortal Kombat 2 because there's literally going to be a Mortal Kombat 2 movie that comes out next year. October, I think, of next year, 2025, is when Mortal Kombat 2 comes out. Mortal Kombat, the 21 movie, did amazingly well, especially on streaming. I don't know if it did well in the movie theaters, but it did like amazingly well on streaming, and I think it was like very profitable for them. And I thought the movie was like just okay, but I think the excitement for a sequel is there. I think the Mortal Kombat 2 movie is going to do really well for them, and that would be in line with a potential announcement for a new Mortal Kombat game down in 2026. So it's looking more likely that the next NetherRealm game is going to be another Mortal Kombat game. The question is, do you guys want another Mortal Kombat game? Because I proposed this question a few videos ago, actually. Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 13 or Injustice 3. And there was a lot of people who said that, they're Mortal Kombat fans, but they want a little break from the franchise and they would like an Injustice 3 game. Me personally, if I had to choose one or the other, I'm always choosing Mortal Kombat, no matter what. But it would be really nice to have an Injustice game. But I would not trade an Injustice game for I wouldn't trade a Mortal Kombat game for an Injustice game if I had to choose one. So as far as the news that Mortal Kombat is going to be heavily focused by Warner Brothers, for me, I think it's a really good thing because one difference from MK11 to MK1 now is NetherRealm and Warner Brothers had their first sort of step backwards when it comes to Mortal Kombat because going back to MK9, it was a huge success, huge fan favorite. It was the return of Mortal Kombat in 2D, and it was a huge hit. Then you move forward to MKX, breaking records, insane hype, popularity through the roof. Sold like crazy, sold better than MK9. Then you go on to MK11. Even though the gameplay is not my favorite and I have a lot of problems with it, absolutely huge. Like, trust me, guys, Mortal Kombat 11 on YouTube and everything absolutely skyrockets everything as far as popularity on YouTube. I think the first 3 months of MKX is probably like the peak of popularity as far as Mortal Kombat, but consistently throughout like the first 2 years especially, Mortal Kombat 11's popularity, its sales were through the roof. MK11 ended up selling more than MKX. I think it's sitting around 15 million copies at the moment. MKX, I think around 14. And yeah, MK9, MKX, MK11, huge hits. A lot of fans really happy with those games. MK1 has sold 4 million copies this year in the first year so far. If you count year by year, it would be on track to, perform as Mortal Kombat 11 did. But honestly, I definitely do not think that's going to happen. I don't know if MK 1 will even break 10 million units sold lifetime. I don't think there's been an update since like months ago where they said that in the first year it sold 4 million copies. Even though that's really good for a Mortal Kombat game, I think that's underperforming. And that's why I said that NetherRealm and Warner Brothers had their first like misstep with MK1, because it's not only underperforming sales-wise, in my opinion, compared to MKX and MK11, the word of mouth on MK1 is really bad. A lot of people just do not like the game's gameplay. If gameplay is not your preference, that's fine. But also, the launch was absolutely horrible. And you guys know everything about MK1 that gets talked down about, right? So I don't really need to go into it. But, the reputation of Mortal Kombat for the first time has actually had a hit. So I'm looking forward to see how NetherRealm and Warner Brothers responds to that with the next Mortal Kombat game, because if they have another situation like MK1 where the game feels incomplete on launch and a lot of fans sort of turn on it very early, keep in mind, I keep my finger to the pulse because I'm a YouTuber, and being the biggest Mortal Kombat YouTuber on YouTube, I have to be aware of everything, and I've never seen a fall as far as attention for a new Mortal Kombat game like MK1. So if they have another Mortal Kombat game, MK2, they release it, has a bad launch, gets a bad word of mouth, a lot of people dislike it, and it falls from grace in the first 3 months like MK1 did, I think Mortal Kombat is in huge, huge trouble. But they have a chance to make this amazing comeback the way Street Fighter did. Street Fighter V, incomplete, it felt incomplete, was pretty bare bones. MK1 still had the story, still had a lot of things, but as far as features compared to MK11, it did feel bare bones. But just as an example, Street Fighter V did everything that MK1 did on release day, and look what happened. Their next game, Street Fighter VI, they came out, they absolutely killed it. Street Fighter VI is one of the best fighting games ever, and a lot of people are very happy with that product. So NetherRealm, Warner Brothers, they have a chance to make this amazing comeback with the next Mortal Kombat game. But yeah, based on the fact that the CEO specifically mentioned Mortal Kombat, there's going to be Mortal Kombat 2 coming out next year in October, the Mortal Kombat movie. Everything is just more pointing to Mortal Kombat 13, Mortal Kombat 2, just in general, whatever they call it, a Mortal Kombat game being the next NetherRealm title. And Ed Boon did say that they knew what they were going to be working on, 3 years ago? So maybe the plan was to have the story mode expansion here and just leave it open-ended and then continue the story in a new Mortal Kombat game. Who knows? But the CEO of Warner Brothers specifically mentions Mortal Kombat as one of the 4 game titles, franchises, that they will be focusing on moving forward. So to me, it just more so reassures that I think the next game is going to be Mortal Kombat. But this is just speculation, as always. It's just like a little topic video, talking point. Anything could happen. We don't know what the hell the future holds for Warner Brothers, NetherRealm, as far as, well, I mean, they know, but we don't know anything about what the future holds. Until they announce something, we have no idea. But of course, we still have 3 more DLC characters that are going to be released. More than likely, there's going to be more DLC characters in the future, at least a few. But, I think it's pretty clear them saying that they're going to focus on those 4 franchises with trusted developers to make, to make their gaming division more sustainable, more profitable. I think it's looking more and more likely we're going to get another Mortal Kombat game after MK1. So that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. As far if that's actually ends up being the case, I'm actually happy with it because, maybe we get like the best Mortal Kombat game we've ever had. I think NetherRealm and Warner Bros. I'm pretty sure they learned their lesson where they can't get away with just, well, I guess both. I don't know. I don't know like who's to blame for some of the mishaps of MK1, especially at the beginning. I don't know if it's Warner Brothers or NetherRealm. Maybe it's a combination of both, but pretty much they're a team, right? So now they know they can't get away with just having Mortal Kombat be the title and then not have the game be 100% complete and have all the features that fans want. So I really think that because of this lesson they learned, the next game is going to be great. But we're not going to know until that actually happens. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.